Why did Krasentine tweet and then delete that he donated to a designated terrorist organization? Wait, what? Wait a minute. Donating money to a specially designed global terrorist is a federal crime. You can be prosecuted and sentenced to 20 years in federal prison and fined up to $1 million. So maybe talk to a lawyer before listening to this moron. What is this? Oh, right. Okay. So the Chuds are in control. Secretary, future president, Marco Rubio. Far-left terrorism poses a profound threat to the United States and the broader West. Today, the United States sanctioned several transnational far-left terrorist networks, including Autistic Eye. What is this? This is like a simulation? Was this invented, like the name's invented by Kojima? It's like, okay, we need a far-left organization. Autistic Eye. Isn't it a little bit too much on the nose, Kojima? Yes, it is. Write that down and put it in the game. Autistic Eye. Like, really? Like, what is this? Inventati is a major far-left tech collaborative whose services are used by the most active and violent Antifa cells in the United States and across the world. There will be no refuge for violent extremists who wage war on our civilization and plot to undermine law and order, destroy critical infrastructure, assault political opponents, or conspire to conceal their crimes from authorities. We will use all the tools and authorities at our disposal to fight terrorism and protect our way of life from terrorist coercion. And then Brian fucking Krasentine. Please donate to Autistic, an independent volunteer-run internet services collective. They stand for anti-racism, anti-fascism, anti-sexism, anti-militarism. You know what that means? It means that they're racist, fascist, sexist, and they're militant. That's what it means. And their opposition to authoritarianism and hierarchies. Oh, okay. And now you have to go to their website. So, update. Update. Wait a minute. Update, please hold off on donations as the authoritarian regime will use it to have you arrested. Hold your money until the designation is officially removed, which it almost certainly will be, and then donate double. Man. They could do the funniest thing right now. They could do the funniest thing, and they could figure out whether this guy donated to him. And they could just get him. They could just get his ass, bro. Like, he's supporting a terrorist organization. Just go get him. Donating money, specifically, you prosecuted for 20 years. Bro, if they put this dude in jail for 20 years... See, like, these are the kinds of things that Trump and they need to do, okay? We need... I have to think of a way to say this to where it's not... doesn't sound really bad. We want to see justice, okay? We want to see these people be... We want to see something really... We want to see these people held accountable. The person who posted originally is Rubio's assistant. So this is Marco Rubio's assistant. Let me go back. Where's it? Okay, yeah, let's look at this one here. Please tweet Marco and tag them, please. Okay. Assistant Secretary of State. Look how young this guy is. Boys, I think the Chuds might be in control. Fresh out of high school? Good. Yeah, I mean, that's fine with me. But the thing is that I don't think you need 30 years of sitting in a fucking, in a building to understand that, like, you can't have a bunch of people with terrorism shit, running around burning shit down. Like, you don't need to have a 20-year career to understand to get rid of this, all right? You look at the ages of the men that founded the United States of America, and anybody who makes an argument against a person's age immediately begins to be seen as a retard, right? The founders, yeah, bro, that was a Zoomer revolution. It was. And then we zoomed up to the fucking moon. So fuck all these old people, bro. Like, fuck them. Well, I'm not ready to hear that at all. So excited. Let me see. Donate, I think. Why did Krasenstein tweet and then delete that he donated to a designated terror? Dylan, you have the opportunity to do the funniest thing. Figure out whether he did it. Like, he obviously, like, you know who this guy is, right? So you can find out what his bank accounts are. I know you guys have the tools to do that. You subpoena this immediately. You say this is person admitting that they're donating to a terrorist organization. You figure out whether he did or not. And then if he didn't donate, then say, listen, this dude is lying to everybody. He's trying to gas y'all up to be fucking, like, locked up to be terrorists. Meanwhile, he's not doing anything, so he's virtue signaling. Or he did donate, then you arrest him. You arrest him, seize all of his funds, seize his assets, put him in jail, put him in terrorist conspiracy charges, put him in supporting terrorism charges. Bro, like, throw the book at him. Throw the book at him, ruin his life. Make this the last thing he ever does. Please tag him and ask him to follow the trail. Yeah, I mean, well, he knows. Krasenstein replied to that, crashing out. But what they stand for? What do you stand for? Do they sound like terrorists to you? Perhaps the people banning them and invalid, intimidating those to support them on the terrorists. AI was born 20 years ago to provide internet support to activists and connectives coming from around the world and grassroots social movements. Our principles are straightforward. The world shouldn't be run by money. Meanwhile, please give us money. See, get the fuck out of here. Should be rooted in solidarity, community, mutual help, equal rights, freedom, and social justice. Easy, isn't it? It's so it's so funny how these people think that, well, we're calling ourselves the good guys. That means that we're the good guys. I don't understand. Why are they saying we're bad? We literally called ourselves the good guys. It's so embarrassing, bro. It's so sad. On top of that, one has to share our basic attitude. What the fuck? Does he actually want to get arrested? Wait a minute. Is he still going on about this? Please direct your funds to Antifa headquarters instead. Dude, he's actually... Oh, man. Like, we passed the Patriot Act. We have to be able to do something about this. There has to be a way that we do something about this, right? On top of that, okay. And no, I didn't donate to them. Wait. So you lied? I didn't donate to them. I'm not falling into your trap now. That's official. But as soon as the designation is removed, which it will be, I will raise as much money as I can for them. That's a promise. Well, but so you lied? I mean, he's scared shitless. He knows he fucked up. If the thing is that my biggest frustration with the Trump administration is that they're not extreme enough. That's my biggest criticism. If they went after some of these losers and they just totally Old Testamented these guys, it's still material support like a sponsor. Exactly. I still think you can get them. You're right. Providing material support. If material support, like saying to donate, isn't material support, then why do people give you material compensation as a sponsor in order to do the exact same thing as a creator? Sets a precedent. It creates a culture of fear. That's the goal. The goal is to create a culture of fear within these people, that they're terrified to behave the way that they are. They're terrified to be the kinds of people that they are. And to the extent that they act this way, you have to pick one of them out, single one of them out, and punish them in the most extreme, unfair, and brutal way possible. And it sets an example for everybody else not to do this. And if that doesn't work, you just do it again until it does. You just keep doing it. Because it'll eventually start working. You crush their spirits, crush their souls, crush their lives, metaphorically. You do everything that you possibly can. Because it's about it being a symbolic victory. It's about taking a person like this and then reducing them to nothing. That's the goal. Nothing will happen. Republicans are stuck in the bigger man mentality. I know. I'm fucking furious. I hate it. It makes me so mad. Oh, it makes me so mad. I agree with you. A problem is a tendency. What is this here? To punish those that barely did anything with the harshest way rather than the other way around. It doesn't matter who did anything. It matters who would set the biggest example. You're thinking about what's fair. Let me give you a paradigm shift. And this is the last thing I want to talk about, then we'll look at Reddit, right? I said this 3 times now. Whenever you're fair, fairness can be calculated, fairness can be planned for, and fairness can be accommodated for, and you can create countermeasures in a future expectation of fairness being applied. Unfairness can't. Unfairness can't be planned for. It can't be accounted for. It can't be protected against. And it can't be defended against. Because you don't know what's going to happen. People are afraid of not knowing what's going to happen. So if you want to change people's behavior, you have to do something that they're afraid of. That's why it's important to do it, especially when it's unfair. That's the exact reason. And that's why you always retaliate disproportionately. And you don't always retaliate. That way it creates an even greater... It's about creating a culture of fear. That's always what you do. That is always the goal. Fear is only temporary control. Well, the fear is used to establish continuous control, right? You use the fear to make these people less outspoken, and then you use that as a way to where you can establish more legislative power. Then you legislate more things to make them more fearful, which then allows you to have even more legislation power, and then you totally suppress them completely. You institutionalize them, you seize their funds, you put parts of them in jail, and you totally get rid of them and dismantle them entirely. That's the way that you do this, and this happens over 25 years. All I want is for today, this year, to be the first year. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for something to happen all overnight. When you're at war with the enemy, they need a way out. If they don't have one, they have no reason to surrender. They do have a way out. Give up. You just give up. That's your way out. Surrender. Like, they can surrender at any time. They can stop at any time. Yeah, fear lasts as long as the source remains active. Yes, definitely. Surrender is the way out. Yeah, you can always do that. You can always give up. You can always surrender. You can always do anything you want. But if you keep fighting, it's going to be very bad. I disagree with you a bit. Fairness is important. If there's absolutely no fairness and no mercy, well, it's not about, so you never do things proportionally. You always do things disproportionately, so that way people don't know what's going to happen. So sometimes you let people get away with a lot, and then other times you punish people for almost nothing, because that's what really creates the culture of fear. It's not the extreme punishments, it's the uncertainty of the punishment. That's the way I look at it. Just do it anyway. Just tell them and do it anyway. Yeah, you can do that too. It's chilling effect. Yes, exactly. And if you want to stop these people and you want to control them, that's the way that you do it. And I wish the Trump administration just simply... And by the way, me saying this kind of stuff is why I will never run for office and I will never involve myself in a political party. Because I sound like a psycho saying this. And yeah, kind of. But it would work. It would work. I'm not interested in how it sounds. I'm interested in what it does. Think whatever you want. But couldn't fear lead to revolutionaries? They're already trying to do that. What are they going to do more? Are they going to do more of that? Great. Then it would justify using the National Guard and the military on them. That's great. That's a win-win. Need to watch Body Cam episode 2 and 3? I know. When you're the moderate, would you run? No, I would just simply lie to people and tell them what they need to hear, and then once I got in control, I'd just do whatever I wanted. Like, I mean, obviously, right? I mean, that's the right thing to do. So, yeah. Like, who deciding who should be fair? Not me. I'm gonna be the always one up my opponents. Yeah, they always believe they're revolutionary. Yeah, no doubt. Doesn't matter how it sounds. What matters is the outcome. Yes, definitely. So hopefully it's really, really good to see the State Department doing this. By the way, it's amazing to see them doing this. Now, if they go all the way with this, we need to have a public there need to be public instances of these happening to people. Every single federal tactical team seeing this post and knowing they're now one step closer to no-knock raiding Antifa and black bagging them as domestic terrorists. They should track the money, and then the same way that, like, Marco's over the target. Yeah, this is really good. This is what should have been the message the day Charlie was murdered. 1 year later leaves many of us wondering if it's all for show. Great point. I think he's right about that. This is good. A massive network of left-wing radical activists has been quietly building for years, while our intelligence and law enforcement agencies have been asleep at the switch, or worse, coordinating with them. Also, it's important that for the bad actors, that you don't allow them, like, you have to, I can't even say what I think you should do. That's too far for me to even say, but it would subvert the problem that you have with the courts. And that's another big issue, because the courts and these other institutions are compromised, and that's another problem we need to solve, but it's separate, right? So you have to work around them. Summer Desk core memories of me smoking Afghanistan. Is that right? This is exactly what I voted for. It is. This is, by the way, this is what, if Trump goes like full throttle against these people, I will regret not voting for Trump. Like, that to me, like, for me, like, the core issues in my mind, right, are dismantling domestic leftist terrorism, getting rid of and reversing the immigration and migrant crisis in America, and destroying terrorism worldwide. Those are the things that I care about. And I think that every other thing will happen if you do those things. Like, for example, I think things will become cheaper. We'll have more money for taxes. We'll be able to fund more things. Everything else. Like, all of these other things will become enabled by solving these problems. Too bad they'll never do it. Again, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's that you eradicate terrorism. Yes, totally get rid of it. And yeah, 4 to 8 years, 3 is pretty tough. No, it's not. You just do all the things that if I said them, you'd get banned. I've said this before, and I can say this one at least. If Genghis Khan was running America and he was at war with Iran, do you think the war would be over by now? Do you think it would be over by now if Genghis Khan was in charge of the United States military? Yes. It would be over. So, there's a way. There's a way. So, don't ever tell yourself that, oh, there's no way this can't happen. I think there is.